Hey guys, we got some pretty interesting news today on Crypto Lion. This was almost unimaginable just a few days ago. Doge, our favorite meme cryptocurrency, has just broken another record. The social crypto has actually surpassed XRP and several other currencies to make it to the 4th place on the crypto ranking by market cap. This was pretty astounding and virtually a surprise to all market watchers. Even though this breakthrough didn't last long, it's still pretty amazing. Despite trading a little over 20 cents now, it had managed to surpass more established currencies that have higher prices and are considered more legitimate. Now let's take a look at what happened in the crypto market. Doge had pushed 5 coins into the 6th to 10th positions, leaving it to take the 5th position. As of now, its market capitalization currently stands at $31 billion. This compares with $49 billion for USDT, $28 billion for DOT, and XRP with $51 billion. Doge has since dropped down to 7th place. Let's take a look at the differences between XRP and Doge. They're both pretty much used in the crypto world, and while we notice credible differences across their price points, this is due to a mix of demand and supply factors as well as currency-specific effects that have come to accrue over time. I thought this chart was pretty instructive. Before we begin talking about market capitalization again, it's important to note that no market operates without sentiment. In fact, for those of us interested in machine learning, it's easy to decipher the moods of a particular tweet, and some companies are using this to inform trades. I read a pretty cool research paper recently from a guy called Carbacos, and he says this: investor sentiment is a research area in the theoretical field of behavioral finance that analyzes the sentiment of investors and the way it influences stock market activity. There's a whole area of study in economics that attempts to decipher how humans make a decision, but more specifically what drives a trade. In the case of Doge, Bitcoin, and other cryptos, the number of Google searches alone can be instructive as to what people are planning to do. It is, however, difficult to say if events drive Google searches or if these Google searches inform investment behaviors. In the case of Doge and other cryptocurrencies, it's safe to say that people do a minimum of research before tending to invest in crypto assets. For all the mania and newness of each coin, the Google search tells a very apt story of what is being researched, and the price implications are undoubtedly there. So let's take a look at the peculiarities of XRP and Doge. It's important to look at the characteristics of the currency and why they differ from each other. What's so special about Ripple and XRP, and why is it considered a close rival to Doge? Ripple is commonly referred to as a real-time gross settlement system, which is considered a currency exchange, but equally a remittance network, validated by independent servers, and XRP is its token. The transfer times, like Doge, are immediate, and its unique selling point is the avoidance of fees and wait times that tend to be associated with legacy banks. It's made of a hash tree rather than a blockchain, and its currency can't be mined because there are only a fixed number of coins in circulation. Although the XRP token isn't necessarily required for each transaction, it's popular with banks and institutions. Doge is unique in its own way. Until recently, coins were repeatedly issued to quell inflation fears. The founders did not want the price of the currency to rise precipitously and therefore continued to issue new coins. According to the website Currency.io, the number of Doge in circulation is expected to be 129 billion tokens currently. Meanwhile, Cryptomat.io notes that XRP currently has 45 billion tokens in circulation, while its total supply counts 100 billion. For Doge, its meme-like nature and incredibly low price are designed to increase the number of people who participate in the currency. In the case of new rankings, I'd like to think that people got a feel for what's happening in the sentiment of investors and the way it influences stock market activity. Doge's price rallied recently, which is no surprise as people have been pouring into the currency after Doge Day. While the currency has reversed some of its gains, it rose by about 197% in a day and 544% in a single week. This is a record-breaking amount, and while this might seem modest in real terms, it nonetheless denotes a markedly positive trend. Even so, the currency experienced a setback, hitting its all-time lows a little while ago. If you look at the yearly chart, you'd see that Doge is up 20,000% in the year, which left it trading at a high of about 39 cents. It's important to note that just because a currency experiences a dip doesn't mean it's never going to rise. In Doge's case, some people see this as a negative trend, but this is not the case, as several factors can cause the price of the cryptocurrency to rise or fall. The coin's trading volume suddenly shot up, and the massive jump perceived was seen throughout the week. Starting with $1.26 billion on April 9th, this number recorded a sudden increase to $7.37 billion on April 14th, then up to $19.6 billion the very next day. This places its rise at about 165% in a single day alone. I think it's easy to see why there are sudden changes in market valuations, but also investor preferences. Most people know that the changes in market sentiment are wild for cryptocurrencies because investors react to daily news, and while it's not clear that some hedge funds have taken huge positions in Doge, retail traders equally follow the market quite closely, leaving them to change their positions whenever it's needed. However, the broader changes in market sentiment tend to be positive for Doge, as its inflation-averse type pricing is what makes it such a good coin to invest in. According to data source Messari, the market capitalization for Doge stood at $54 billion when it eclipsed XRP. This is pretty astounding, as the market cap for Doge has actually been used as a deterrent for investors. I'm talking about people who don't see the currency as anything more than a parody loved by Elon Musk and Snoop Dogg or Mark Cuban. When the news broke out, Dogecoin was changing hands across trading sites and apps at 39 cents, with a market valuation of over $50 billion. Bear in mind that the currency had not hit the key resistance level of 40 cents just yet, so one can safely conclude that the euphoria and investor sentiment equally played a role. But the valuation of other cryptocurrencies is equally driven by their price at the time. Nevertheless, Bitcoin remains the top cryptocurrency with a market cap of about $1 trillion. Its price is alone to keep it in the top position for now, but 5 days of decline suggests that the uncertainty that's always surrounded overpriced currencies can't be underestimated. Some have argued that the purchases from Doge Day and 400% rally in the past week likely explain this trend. I think it's safe to assume that when people buy into a currency, that usually means its price is going to rise in the coming years. I equally saw a quote from cryptocurrency risk management platform TRM Labs' Akand Citra, who said in a LinkedIn post that no one thinks these blue-chip stocks are all that comparable to Dogecoin, a fringe asset with no real purpose. 65% of all Dogecoins are kept in just 98 wallets across the world. The single largest wallet has 28% of all Dogecoins, and 5 wallets control 40% of the entire Dogecoin supply. This situation of Doge hoarding likely shows that a few people hold too much of the currency, but so do billionaires with fiat. This is why Elon says he's willing to back the currency if people unwind their positions. Nevertheless, the question isn't who holds Doge, but rather the fact that whales will hold Doge until there is enough traction in the market before they eventually dump all the coins. Some will argue that we'd better take the good news with a pinch of salt, but I think it's still a phenomenal achievement. In general, the Dogecoin price has climbed this week as excitement built around April 20th, leaving Dogecoin hovering around its all-time highs. Elsewhere, the wider Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market has struggled since a shock $300 billion sell-off over the weekend. Bitcoin's price is down to about $50,000, while the other top 5 cryptocurrencies and Ethereum and XRP are also down from the recent highs. Strong narratives always dominate price movements, and it appears that Doge has settled for an economy of outperformance, which is leveraging what can only be called a remarkable dynamic. Doge has now surpassed several cryptocurrencies in terms of ranking, and all indications suggest that the currency will continue to outperform. In one way or another, it seems Doge is here to stay, and this could be the start of an incredibly fun ride for the everyday investor. I guess we can say Wall Street had better brace for impact. Thank you for watching until the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like on the video, sharing it with your friends, also subscribing to the channel and turning on post notifications. If you have any questions or comments, please do leave them in the comment section down below, and be sure to check out some of our previous videos as well. Good luck and happy investing.